Why do I, and many other people, tell stories in tabletop RPGs? This channel is called Dice Fable, where we use dice to bring stories to life. But why tell these stories in the first place? Why gather on a Sunday evening or a Friday night with some friends or by yourself and roll dice and tell stories of heroism and courage, or in some cases stories of villainy and terror? I think the first reason is escapism. We want to escape from our normal lives in the regular world, and we want to explore other worlds. We want to explore, a medieval fantasy setting, or we want to explore space, or we want to explore deep underground, or in another dimension, in another time period, in some of our favorite fandoms like Star Trek or Star Wars. We want to explore crazy settings, and tabletop RPGs are what allows us to do that, because we can explore whatever setting we want with whatever system we want. And yes, there are other systems than D&D out there. The second reason, I would say, is that we want to live other people's lives. In A Song of Ice and Fire, a character called Jojen Reed says one of my favorite quotes of all time. He says, "A liker lives 1,000 lives, the man who never likes lives only one." Okay, he obviously didn't say that, but I'd still appreciate it if you strong hit the like button if you're liking this video. What Jojen Reed actually said was, "A reader lives 1,000 lives, the man who never reads lives only one." And that's true for books, because when you're reading a book, you're reading about other people's lives, and we only have one life on this earth. So, if we want to explore other people's lives, we have to read about them. And tabletop RPGs allow us to do this as well. We create characters, we create backgrounds for them, relationships, and we play out their lives and we see what happens. And we can play out the life of someone who's entirely different to us. And so it allows us to empathize with other people and to do that. I guess you could say that this is a form of escapism as well, but this is more wanting to experience the world from someone else's eyes rather than wanting to explore a fantastical setting. And the last reason is we love the excitement of what will happen next in a story. Now recently I read a book called Elevator Pitch, which is a sort of thriller or detective story, and it's about someone in New York who's taken control of all the elevators, and now people are too afraid to use the elevators, and because it's New York, that makes things really hard when people are having to climb up all the staircases. I intended to read this book slowly over 1 or 2 weeks, but I actually read it in 3 days, and the reason for that was I just wanted to know what would happen next. It was a thriller, it gripped me, I wanted to turn the page and just know what happened next. And that's the same in a tabletop RPG. I want to know what's going to happen beyond that door. I want to know what threat is going to be faced next. I want to know what NPC is going to betray us. I want to know what the Game Master or the Oracles have in store for my character. As all the Powered by the Apocalypse games say, I want to play to find out what happens. I love to tell stories and explore worlds and see what happens with the characters. But storytelling is only one way to enjoy the game. There's also the game system itself and all its intricacies and solving them and making good characters and rolling dice and seeing what happens. If you're more focused on this, you might be wondering whether your power gaming is wrong and you should stop. I answer that in this video over here.